What's up, people of YouTube? Welcome to my handguns of 2020. These are three guns that I primarily carry right now in 2020. I have a couple other guns that I'm adding into this rotation that aren't here right now that I'll be showing you guys a little later on. So first things first, I'm gonna clear and safe all of the firearms. So the first one here is my Para 1911. It's a double stack. So just so you guys see, no rounds, chamber's empty, magazine chamber empty. It's also on safe. My Smith&Wesson Shield. It's the Shield 1.0 in FDE. This one is loaded. So, magazine there, should be one round in the chamber. Okay, round. Place that over there to the side. So, shield and Glock 19 in Battleborn OD Green, Battle Worn. So, magazine. This one also should have round chamber, this one's empty. So to start off with, my everyday carry gun that I primarily have on me 99% of the time is going to be this M&P Shield. I really like it just for the form factor. It's small, it conceals very easy. I carry it in this Kydex holster in kind of that like multicam color. I actually got it from a local person who's getting into making Kydex holsters. I really like it. It's cantered, I think like 30 degrees or something like that. And it's really nice for everyday use. I like it primarily also because where I live it is fairly warm all the time, so I'm always in shorts or some type of sweatpants in the wintertime, or possibly basketball shorts or running shorts, and it conceals very easy. It is, I believe it is 3.25 or 3.75 inches, so it isn't the new 4-inch one, and for the most part, yeah, it conceals pretty easy. It did come with an 8-round magazine that has the pinky extension on there, so you're able to get a full grip. So I'll show you. I'm able to get my full hand on there. I don't have very big hands at all, to say the least, but I am able to get my entire hand on there for a good purchase on it. So let me just draw the magazine out. You can see again, chamber's empty, no magazine. Yeah, I really enjoy this gun. I'm looking to do a couple different modifications to it. Possibly adding a light, because this is not the model that comes with the light integrated into the frame, and just upgrading some sights. I know a lot of people out there change out the factory trigger of these for I can't quite remember the name of the company off the top of my head, but I know they make a flat face trigger for it. So I'm looking at getting one of those, and possibly doing some night sights or some tritium sights here in the near future, as well as I do currently have a barrel on order that comes with a micro comp. I believe that it's Griffin's Arms or Griffin's Armament. They had them for pretty good price, and it seemed to be like something just to add a little bit of weight to the muzzle of the gun, so that it doesn't rise so much when you fire it. So that's going to be something I'm going to be doing to this gun in the near future. I won't be posting videos of me actually putting these parts on, because YouTube doesn't like that, but I will be showing you before and after of how it looks once it's done. So I'm going to set this to the side. And then I have my Glock 19. So I'm kind of a Glock fanboy to an extent. So this gun here, I usually carry it in the wintertime or times where I have more clothing on. It's a little bit easier to conceal because I'm not a huge person. Even though I can still carry it, you know, in a pair of shorts and everything like that. Throw it in I don't have a Kydex holster like this for it. I have a ride along from Insane Kydex Creation on the way. So yeah, that's what this gun's for. Also, it's my wife's nightstand gun. She loves the Glocks, especially their larger size Glocks. So like the Glock 7, she loves the Glock 17. She really wanted this here 19. We tried the 26. She felt it was too small. Didn't like the single stacks. So ultimately we decided to go with this. And now this gun, it's pretty much stock. We don't really have anything to it besides polishing some of the internals. Just polishing the action to make sure it's smooth. Yeah, I really like it. I like it especially, you know, all the options that you have out there for it. So we have a couple different magazines. It did come with 3 of the standard 15 round Glock magazines, but also ETS Group and a couple different companies make extended magazines for it, like Pro Mags and things like that, where you can get up to like 31 rounds magazines for it. I do have one of the 31 round ETS magazines in blue, I believe. For this, I do want to add a magwell for it and possibly a RMR or specifically the Holosun 507C. For whatever reason, I just have heard a lot of good things about it, and then finally a friend of mine let me shoot theirs on I believe it was a Glock 17, and I just loved it. The red dot was easy to find. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. Another thing that I really like about this gun, I'm a lefty, I'm left-handed, I'm southpaw. So most firearms come ready for right-handed shooters. For this, I do still have it set up righty since my wife primarily uses it for the most part. But I'm able to switch, which for me the biggest thing is the mag release. You are able to switch the mag release from the right side of the firearm or the left side of the frame to the right side, where a lefty be able to reach it with their thumb. That's something that I do when I do carry it myself. It's pretty simple to do as well. So you guys can probably look that up, find that in a video out there in the interweb. Yeah, I really like this firearm. I like how for the size of it, it is fairly light, being primarily polymer, and just, you know, the color of it. For this, I do still have the factory Glock sights on there, but there will be Ameriglow, True Glow, Ameriglow sights on there that I currently have for it. I just don't have the sight pusher to install those, but those are going to be on here soon, as well as possibly getting a little bit of slide work done to it, a couple things like that. Have considered switching out the trigger, but I like the trigger on this Glock. My wife does as well, so for now it's going to stay, but it's going to get a couple different little things done to it. Maybe stippling as well, stippling the frame. I like the grip texture on it. It doesn't bother me too much, so for now that's how it's going to stay. I don't use any of the dovetails on it because I'm able to get a good purchase on it. I don't have huge hands. My wife doesn't either, so we're able to index the firearm pretty well and get a nice purchase on that. So yeah, that's the way she sits right now. Actually, later on today, I'm actually going to throw on a TLR 6 or TLR 1 light in that FDE color that I just got from it. A friend gifted me, which is awesome. Shout out to Lewis for that light. So pretty excited about that. Yeah, love this. I feel like this is probably one of the best purchases I've ever made. This is the first handgun that I actually purchased for myself, for my wife. Awesome. I got a great deal on it as well, so yeah, really like that. So that's the side. And then last but not least is my Para high cap, what is it, P13 in double stack 45. So this gun, when I turned 21, is a gift from my dad. He had it for a long time, and I absolutely love it. It is, I would say it's my workhorse. It's my nightstand gun. It's my car gun, you know, I put it in the car, and just kind of just have it in there in case, especially if I don't have anything where I'm carrying it specifically on my body. I really like this. Yeah, and I do want to do a couple things to it. I do want to get it Cerakoted, possibly some different type of color. Switch out these grips, possibly for something different texture, maybe rubberized ones. Get a magwell for it. I know I've seen a lot of different magwells for them, and then the trigger. I do want to change out the trigger. This one's a plastic trigger. They do make the metal flat face triggers for these, and I feel like that'd be awesome. Yeah, it's a double stack 45. Holds 15, I believe, 15 or 17. Which for a 1911, I don't think that's too common. I really enjoy this firearm. I probably have 2,000 to 2,500 rounds through it. Actually, that's probably on the lower end. I do have quite a few rounds through it. I probably put 500 rounds through it every time we go to the range. I do have some polishing on the internals on it. Just a couple small things like that. I do want to get one of the what is it? It's the bull. Excuse me, the bull barrels for them, where it kind of sits flush inside the slide there. I feel like those look great. And just want to do a couple of different things to it. I did kind of want to add a red dot to this originally, and then for whatever reason, I just felt like it maybe wasn't practical for the application of what I use this for. But I do thoroughly enjoy this firearm. It means a lot to me, especially because my dad gave it to me. It's my first firearm. He gave me when me and my wife got our first home. So it's like our first home defense weapon. It's something that I've learned how to shoot with primarily as well. A lot of range time spent with this gun. And I mean, I really enjoy it. Doesn't have, for 45, doesn't have much kick. Shoots super flat. Just enjoy it. I enjoyed it a lot. It's a gun that I worked on a lot. It's definitely, I would say it's my favorite firearm to date. Unfortunately, I don't have like a super Gucci holster for it, or else I probably would like hip carry it or something like that. Maybe not appendix or something like that, but I would definitely hip carry it. So it's something I got to look into in the future. And then just looking again, sourcing some more different parts, kind of tricking it out. It's something that I would want to do. She's kind of big, you know. It's a heavier gun, but it shoots amazing, and I feel like I always have such good control of it. And as well, it's comforting because it does have, unlike the other two firearms, it does have a built-in safety, which it's a little work left-handed, trying to take the safety off. So when I do draw it, I do have to make sure I index with my firing finger to swipe it off and get it back on. But that's something, through a lot of training and practice, I've gotten pretty proficient at it. It's almost pretty much the same thing on rifles as well. So yeah, I've gotten a lot of practice with that. So yeah, I love this gun. This is my baby right here. So yeah, those are the firearms in 2020 that I'm primarily rotating through in different situations, and I usually have on me. I do have a couple different firearms that I really I intend on getting in 2020. One of those being the HK VP9. I've had my eye on that gun probably for the last 3 years. I just have never pulled the trigger. For a while there, I was pretty set on getting the OD green one, and that seems like those are extremely hard to come around. Then I was gonna do the peanut butter and jelly, the one that comes with the FD slide and then black frame, and then those seems to have vanished on me as well. They did have a model that was like a bluish color that I also really like. So I'm gonna see. I know the new 2.0s come optic ready, which I really like because that's gonna be kind of plug and play with throwing an optic on there and not having to send your slide off, get it cut, 8 or 9 week lead time, which stink. So yeah, so next firearm that I'll be adding is gonna probably be the HK VP9 here in the next month or so. And then after that, one of the same reasons why I want to add the VP9 is completely ambidextrous. So as a left-handed shooter, I don't have to change anything on the firearm. Someone who's right-handed and left-handed can shoot it back to back without making any adjustments to it. But the next firearm that I want to acquire is going to be actually the P10. What is this? CZ P10C, I believe it is. Also ambidextrous, and I just hear great things about them. I haven't had the opportunity to shoot one, but I want to shoot one, and then I'm going to see about purchasing one of those as well. And then after that, I currently have a Polymer 80 Glock 17 frame on the way, so I'm going to be building that up, and that's going to be kind of like a range gun, a gun that I put a lot of rounds through, do a lot of training and getting proficient. And that I'm going to probably not hold back too much on it. I'm going to try to do put a red dot on it, put compensator on it, make sure I got some really good internals for it, probably factory Glock, a trigger, depending by what type of trigger I can find out there, what I see, doing some research, what type of reviews I see. And then after that, it's gonna probably be some sort of, kind of have a thing for 9mm rifles, so a carbine in a handgun caliber, maybe a CMMG Banshee or Brigade. If I could find one of the Brigade rifles, that'd be awesome. Or Foxtrot Mike product, maybe. Just depending. Right now with this pandemic that we're going through, a lot of firearms are out of stock, so it's kind of been forcing me to drag my feet on it a little bit. I do want to build up a good assortment of firearms. I'm currently in the process of that. It does take time, and like I said, the current pandemic that we're going through is kind of putting a hindrance on that. But yeah, stick around on my channel. I'm gonna have a lot of different content coming on here, probably some daily vlog type of things. I'm also into like cycling and triathlon, so I'm definitely gonna have some of those type of videos coming up. I'll have some videos showing what I do for work. Some videos probably involving my wife and our dogs and our families and stuff and some friends. And then probably next video you guys will see, if it's not a range video, it'll probably be something triathlon related or running and working out and things like that. Yeah, stick around, like, comment, subscribe, give me some tips, some feedback. I'm always appreciative of it. If you've seen possibly anything that I missed, you've done some modifications to any of the firearms that I currently have here, or any of the ones that I mentioned that I'm interested in acquiring, just let me know. I would like to hear, from other people, possibly who have experience with that. Same thing with like holsters. I'm kind of big on the Penix carry right now. If you think something different, or possibly have some advice on that, I'd really appreciate it. You guys have an awesome day. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. Greatly appreciate it. Peace.